Welcome to Channel of Curiosities. Today we travel through the sands of mystery. In the sands of time, where the mighty Nile kisses the desert, rose a civilization that defied nature, ruled for millennia, and built monuments that whispered to the stars. This is the story of ancient Egypt. Over 5,000 years ago, along the fertile banks of the Nile, a great civilization was born. The river wasn't just a water source, it was a god, a road, and a provider. Without the Nile, there would be no Egypt. Ancient Egyptians divided their land into Upper Egypt in the south and Lower Egypt in the north. Around 3100 BCE, King Narmer unified the two lands, marking the beginning of the first dynasty. With agriculture, trade, and organized governance, Egypt flourished. They created a calendar, developed writing, and built towns that would lay the foundation for an empire. The pharaoh was more than a ruler. He was considered a living god, an embodiment of Horus on earth. His word was law and his responsibility absolute. Great pharaohs like Djoser, who commissioned the first step pyramid, Hatshepsut, the powerful female ruler, Akhenaten, the monotheistic reformer, and Ramses II, the warrior builder, each left indelible marks. Tutankhamun, the boy king, lived briefly but became world famous when his nearly intact tomb was found in 1922. An archaeological miracle. The Great Pyramid of Giza, built for Pharaoh Khufu, is the last of the 7 wonders still standing. With over 2 million stone blocks and almost perfect alignment, it baffles modern engineers. Temples like Karnak and Luxor were designed not just for worship, but to impress. These were built using primitive tools but extraordinary planning and manpower. Despite popular myths, the pyramids were not built by slaves, but by skilled workers, fed and housed by the state. The gods were everywhere, from Ra, the sun god, to Anubis, guardian of the dead. Egyptian mythology was rich and complex. The Egyptians believed in an afterlife more vivid than life itself. They practiced mummification to preserve the body so the soul could recognize it in the next world. The Book of the Dead contained spells and guidance for the deceased to pass the judgment of Osiris and enter the field of reeds, paradise. Their obsession with the afterlife gave rise to intricate burial customs and the grandeur of tombs. Life wasn't all pyramids and gods. Most Egyptians were farmers, craftsmen, or traders. They lived in mud brick homes and followed the rhythms of the Nile. They were skilled in medicine, dentistry, mathematics, and astronomy. The concept of the 365-day calendar, that was theirs. Women in Egypt had more rights than in most ancient societies. They could own property, initiate divorce, and run businesses. Art, music, and dance played key roles in festivals, homes, and religious ceremonies. They even used cosmetics and had pet animals. Despite its strength, Egypt eventually succumbed to foreign powers. First the Assyrians, then Persians, then Greeks under Alexander the Great, and finally the Romans. The last pharaoh, Cleopatra VII, ended her reign with the arrival of Rome. Egypt was no longer an empire, but its legacy would endure. Today, ancient Egypt continues to inspire curiosity. From the Rosetta Stone to the Valley of the Kings, from museum artifacts to blockbuster movies, it still captures imaginations. It left behind more than monuments. It gave us the concept of eternity. Time may bury civilizations, but it cannot silence their stories. This was the tale of ancient Egypt, the empire of God's gold and glory. And don't forget to subscribe to Channel of Curiosities.